Welcome back, everybody. For our next Sea Heart, Sea Hope activity, we will be creating some marbled paper and then weaving it into these beautiful hearts. This woven heart design originates in the country of Denmark. It is traditionally used to decorate their Christmas trees. Patterns for these hearts range from a simple checkerboard design, like the one we'll be completing together today, to much more elaborate patterns, as the ones shown here. Check out the link beneath this video for a variety of patterns you can print out and follow. First, let's begin with some shaving cream marbling to achieve this beautiful effect on our paper. For this project, you will need the following: paint, any variety will do, water and paintbrushes, and some shaving cream. I'd also gathered some paper and decided to put my shaving cream on an old baking sheet. This keeps it contained. I will begin simply dotting my shaving cream with whatever paint I've chosen to use. Here, I am using all cold colors because I know they'll blend well together. Try experimenting with a variety of colors to see what you get. If your paintbrush becomes too covered with shaving cream, just wash it off. Make sure to dry thoroughly so that the water doesn't get into your shaving cream and make it lose its fluffy texture. All right, I think I have a good amount of paint spread out over my shaving cream. Now, I'm ready to swirl it together. To swirl my paint, I simply take a dry paintbrush and begin mixing. I could choose to move my paintbrush either vertically, horizontally, diagonally, or, as I am this time, in a figure 8 pattern. I am making sure to not blend too much because I want to keep my beautiful swirling marbled pattern. I also decided that I needed some more blue at the top, so I simply added a few more dots and swirled it back together. Now I am ready to print. I need my paper, something to wipe off my shaving cream, I'm using a spatula, and a bowl. The bowl collects the extra shaving cream. To print, I first need to simply press my paper against my swirling shaving cream pattern. I'm making sure to press evenly on all sides. Then I lift my paper up to reveal my print. However, it is not ready yet. I move my shaving cream away and place an extra piece of paper down on my workspace to keep it clean. Then I lay my print on top and take my spatula to reveal the beautiful marbled pattern that I've created. To clean off my shaving cream, I am smoothly moving the spatula from one side of my page to the other. Then I can wipe off the excess shaving cream with either a towel or on the side of my bowl. I want to make sure that all of my shaving cream is now removed so that my paper is completely flat and ready for weaving later. Now that I've made one print, I decided to add just a little bit more shaving cream and paint to my base mixture. This time, I'm going to add some more blue along with some green. I am going to use some different values or lightnesses and darknesses of green to add a little bit more dimension to my marbled artwork. Rather than swirling in a figure 8 pattern this time, I'm going to move my paintbrush vertically, horizontally, and diagonally for a different effect. I encourage you to experiment with all different techniques for marbling. Maybe you'll think of something I haven't even listed here. I still have a beautiful paint design left over after I pulled my print, so I'm not adding any more paint. If you notice a little blank spot, you can simply put your paper back down on the shaving cream like I did here. Let's see what I have this time. By not swirling more colors, it looks like I got a beautiful sort of line pattern in this example. My favorite part of shaving cream printing, and art in general, is that you never know what surprises you will get. I continued shaving cream printing with many different colors so that we will have a variety of papers to choose from when weaving. Let's get started. For weaving, you will need a template. I have links to various designs in the description below. Your shaving cream paper, of course, scissors, and some glue. I like to use a glue stick for this. The glue stick applies my glue nice and flat. However, you can use absolutely whatever you have on hand, even tape. I'm going to choose 2 papers that have a nice contrast against one another. That way, I'll be able to easily differentiate my different strips for weaving. I will begin by laying down my template design onto my paper. I'm making sure to trace on the back side of my beautiful marbled shaving cream paper because I don't want to see any extra pencil lines. I am pressing my pattern down with one hand and tracing with the other, so my paper stays nice and secure. Then I'll cut out my main shape. I am holding my 2 marbled papers tightly together to make sure that both sides of my heart remain the same size. Now that I have my base shape cut out, I can put my template back over my papers and begin cutting out the strips. I'm making sure to use my template when cutting my strips so that they stay nice and even. This will be very important when we start weaving. Now I have my 2 ends to my heart and I need to weave them together. We'll start at the top. You will remember from class that the 2 most important words of weaving are over and under, because that is the pattern we will always take with our strips of paper. Anytime I go over with my strip, I will then go under the next time. For this paper heart, I can easily tell if I'm weaving correctly because my paper strips will alternate between the warm colors and cold colors. Each time I finish weaving a row, I need to glue the edge of my paper strips in place. I am making sure to spend a little bit of time pressing down my glue. This ensures that my paper has enough grab time. If you are unsure where to start with your second strip, just look back to your first one. Remember, it will always be opposite. I know that this time I need my warm color facing up. My cold colors are going underneath, not over. There we go. I can clearly see my paper strips are starting to form that checkerboard pattern. As long as I have a checkerboard pattern, I know that I'm weaving successfully, going over, under, over, under. You might have a little extra space that you'll need to cut off later. Don't worry about it for now. Once I leave my very last strip, I need to go back and make sure to glue all of those edges as well. I always flip my heart over to make sure that all sides are completely glued down. Last but not least, I need to trim up my edges. This step is important as it gives my heart its highest level of craftsmanship. And we're finished. You could always choose to modify aspects of this project to make it your own. Maybe you use regular construction paper instead of the shaving cream marbled paper. Maybe you'll experiment with one of the more advanced patterns listed in the link below. Whatever you create, I know that as always, you will do a fantastic job. And I encourage you to email me pictures of your creations. I have received some absolutely beautiful and unique artworks from you all. Logan and Cecilia absolutely covered their front window with hearts. Jessa made a heart out of painted rocks near the railroad tracks behind her house so that the workers could see it as they drove past. Many others made beautiful chalk drawings to show passers-by that we can always have hope. I have been floored by the time and effort you all have put into making some beautiful artworks. Whether you chose to create a beautiful heart window hanging like Jaden and Jordan, pictured here, opted to paint some rocks like Lakin and her grandma to distribute and hide around the community, or like Kennedy here, have chosen to write a chalk message, you have helped to spread hope and joy in the community. I can't wait to see what you make next.